Welcome to the Good Builder podcast. Today's guest is very, very special. He's a massive influence on the Good Builder. I've looked up to him for a long time, and I say it to his face, and I say it to a lot of people's face. Anyone that I talk to, I say, "Do you know this man?" He's on a bigger mission than just building beautiful and healthy homes. He's on a mission to change the industry, and we witnessed it at this Level Up Experience event that he did a couple of months ago. He's passionate about helping builders transform their lives and their businesses. And it's an absolute pleasure to welcome to you the one and only Duayne Pearce.
Thanks, mate. That's a pretty good intro.
Mate, I've been practicing that for about 2 days because when I knew you were coming on the podcast, you know how much respect I have for you and what you do for the industry and for builders. We talk to a lot of your builders. Thank you for the introduction to them. And, mate, you're phenomenal for this industry. So that's
cheers,
the
mate.
reason for the intro.
Look, I definitely appreciate it, mate. It has become a purpose in my life is all about. I want to help as many builders and tradies as I can, and it's all based off real world from my own experience. I'm not just some bloke that's saying, "Hey, do this." Like I live and breathe this stuff every day.
Yeah, and you can absolutely see it. You're always on your socials, doing stuff. Uplifting builders, telling them what to look at for today. As you know, I'm not a builder. I look at them every day. It pumps me up. It's like your Monday messages. What are we doing for the week, guys? Start them off positive. I love it, mate. So, do you want to start with where did it all start, Dwayne? I don't think I've delved into this with you, like becoming a builder. What happened?
Oh, mate, it will be here for hours if I can.
Maybe the rundown.
Oh, look, I'll try and keep it short. I tell people I can talk underwater about this. Like I love it. Being a builder, I'm one of the lucky ones that I've never wanted to be anything else. Like that was probably not so much a builder. I always wanted to be a carpenter, and I think that comes through. I was always told a lot of stories about my great grandfather that worked with timber.
Yeah.
And I just always loved building things growing up. My dad's been a painter for 42 or 44 years or something. So growing up, every weekend, the BMX was in the back of his ute and I would go to work with him and ride around job sites and go and pick up nails and timber and make billy carts and cubby houses. And I've just always been into building. So I think it's in my blood.
Yeah, it sounds like it is, Dwayne. So when did you start DP Constructions?
So I think, I can't remember the exact year, but this is our 19th year with that name, but it started as like DPS Constructions was my name when I built my carpentry business as well.
Yeah, wow.
So, and then it transitioned from subcontract carpentry through to residential building.
Yeah, wow. And building healthy homes, I hear a lot of that nowadays, and I think a lot of it has come from a lot of the stuff you preach on socials and things like that, and a lot of builders picking up that it's a great way to build. It's better for your clients. It's probably better for the industry. But why is that so important to you? And what does it actually mean? There's a lot of talk about healthy homes. I think there's a lot of builders out there that say they build healthy homes, but what actually is it?
Look, to be honest, I can't really put it into a couple of words. It's a whole, it's a whole process. And look, I agree. I think healthy homes is getting thrown around way too much. I think it's like the word architectural. Like every Tom, Dick, and Harry throws around architectural, but there's very few architectural homes out there. And I feel like for me, I've always wanted to build well, but in this industry, you don't know what you don't know. I just did what I was taught for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then as you start to get your eyes opened up to different ways and different methods, and look, I probably started getting more introduced to this when I got a little bit sucked into the trend of the passive house.
Yeah.
So I've done all my passive house training. I'm qualified to do that.
Yeah.
Personally, my own opinion is a passive house isn't a healthy home.
Yeah.
It can be, but the way that a lot of passive houses are getting built, there's a lot of plastics, a lot of toxins in them, a lot of off-gassing.
Wow.
And knowing what I know now, I'm not a fan. Like for my event, I brought Paula Baker-Laporte out to
Yeah.
Australia, and like she's incredible, and she really opened up my eyes to a lot of things, and it really changed the way that I think about healthy homes as well, to the point that I'm on a bit of a mission now to create a healthy home standard.
Yeah.
So in a healthy home, it's far more like, so for me, number one, this all started, I think, from COVID. Like my wife and I started living a lot more healthy, eating a lot more organic foods and all those types of things.
Yeah.
But for me, COVID was a real wake up call to, I guess, like, I don't know where you want to go with the podcast,
No.
but I think there's
Wherever
a
you wanna go.
lot of things in this world have an agenda.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a part of those agendas.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan on running your own race.
Yeah. I can see that.
And so for me, and so part of that, it was actually like my journey to become healthier and fitter and just be a better human being for my wife, my kids, for my team, has led me down a lot of rabbit holes.
Yeah.
One of those rabbit holes has been just a lot to do with me as a person, breathing.
Yeah.
Like I've been a mouth breather my whole life.
Yeah.
Learning how our bodies breathe. And then that sort of led into, that was sort of my turning point. So the first day I did my passive house course, at the end of the day, it was all done on Zoom. I did it through COVID, and I said to the guy, look, this is all great. I see a lot of good things that can come out of this, but everything you've told me today isn't healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
You're talking about products that have off-gassing, that are full of chemicals. You're building houses that are full of plastic. But I said, number one, you're locking a house up and you're using mechanical ventilation for the house to breathe. And that's fine. And a lot of people rave about that and talk about how it filters the air, and then inside your house it's so clean.
Yeah.
But as humans, what that's doing is really affecting our immune systems.
Yeah.
And so if you're living in a house that's breathing for you and giving you nothing but filtered air, as soon as you step outside that door, you're in a world of germs and bacteria, and so you're more susceptible to getting sickness because your body's not getting used to that.
Makes sense.
So look, I'm no expert in all this. I think there's a lot of parts to it. I feel like there's no, until I spent a week Paula stayed at our house for 7 days.
Wow.
And mate, it was just an absolute wake up call for me. The way that she talked about things, the way she taught me a hell of a lot. We went and visited some of my jobs. She explained things to me in a way that I've just never been explained before. And
yeah, wow.
It all just really started making sense to me. And so to me, a healthy home needs to be a home that represents our natural environment.
Yeah. Yep.
And a good way that Paula, when I first met Paula a few years ago, she said to me, like, it's not a coincidence that when you go on holidays, like everyone thinks they have a week off work, they go on holidays, they come back, they're feeling fresh and great. But look, it's got a little bit to do with you've been away from work.
Yeah.
But it's actually got a lot more to do with when you're on holidays, you generally go and spend time outdoors.
Yeah.
You walk on the beach, you walk in the bush, you smell the fresh air, you go for a swim in the ocean.
Yeah.
So the fact is that you're actually feeling better because you've been more connected with nature.
Yeah, wow.
And when you go back to work and you get in that busy environment where you head down, bum up every day, and then you go home and you live in 4 white walls that are locking you indoors, that you're not out in the natural sunlight, you're not walking on the grass. That is what is affecting us as humans.
Yeah.
So a healthy home to me is a whole process. It's the relationship you build when you first meet your clients. It's the relationship you have with all your team on site. It's the materials that get used. It's how those materials are transported. It's where they come from. It's how they're packaged. It's how much waste is produced during the build. It's how moisture is mitigated from groundwater, from drainage, from condensation. Like it's a big thing. And I see all this shit on social media and people saying they're building healthy homes, they're doing this, and I'm like, you're doing one part of it.
Yeah.
I don't see. Yeah. And look, I'm not either. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like this is something that I'm really passionate about, and I want to work towards a full healthy home process.
Wow.
Because for me, if we can build people healthy homes, we're actually changing their life.
Yep.
We're giving them a better quality of life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, ever since we sort of spoke about this, I think it was at TGB Friday, I started thinking about it and like the impact a healthy home would have on your life. Like,
Yeah.
and I love how you always think about things so holistically, Dwayne. Like you're not just thinking about, you know, materials, for example, and people go, that's a healthy home, or the way you wrap it and the air tightness of it. You're thinking about all the different aspects of it. And you think about that when you do your, you know, mentoring with Live Life Build and things like that. And when I was at the event for Level Up Experience, what I noticed was you go to some of these events, the HIA events, the Master Builders events, and all this thing, and there's just this economic dribble that just gets dribbled down to you at this level, and it's like there's so much more to a building company and builders and becoming a good builder than that, and that they need to know and more support. So what are some of the like challenges or some of the highlight things that you've seen with builders that, you know, that I guess what happened to you, Dwayne, like when you made that change and you wanted to start mentoring people, what was the process that you went through or experiences you went through to get to that stage? And you were like, I want to help people. Like I want to give them that same sort of.
Look, all my drive, mate, comes from I went through a lot of things in like we don't know what we don't know again.
Yeah.
But I went through a lot of things that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And for me, there's a lot of drivers. Like when I first, like for the first 6 to 8 years of my business, look, I had no trouble getting the work.
Yeah.
Like I could. I've always been good at connecting with people, having conversation with people, making people feel comfortable, and I had no problem getting the work. The work I was getting wasn't priced correctly, and I wasn't making money, so then that put pressure on everything. But on face value, we were killing it. Like I was
winning awards,
28 years old, 30 years old, winning multiple awards every year.
I remember I was watching it.
Driving around like I bought my first F truck when I was 25 years old. I bought my 28-foot boat when I was 24 years old, and I didn't understand. Like I thought I had big turnover. I thought I made good money, but all I did, I just built up more and more stress.
Yeah.
Then I met my now wife, Camille. We started a family, like 30, 31, I think it was 31, and I missed out on like I talk about it all the time. Like my eldest daughter actually brought it up with me last night. Like I missed out on probably the first 2 or 3 years of her life.
Yeah.
Because the business just sucked my life out of me.
Yeah.
And even though everyone looked at us and thought, oh, they're killing it, they're doing really well, it was a shit show. And I always blamed everybody but myself.
Yeah.
I blamed the industry. I blamed that I was dumb. Like I used to say, I was dumb at school. I blamed the government. I blamed suppliers. I blamed homeowners. It was everybody else's fault except mine.
Yeah.
And my biggest turning point was me realizing that it's everything in my life is completely on me.
Yeah.
And every decision I make affects the next outcome.
Yeah.
And when I started turning things around, and a huge part of my success is my wife.
Yeah.
Like Camille's brought so much value into my life, made me look at things in a different way. Obviously had a completely different background to myself, wasn't in the construction industry, had a professional career, and just working together to turn our own building business around. And I was like, man, if I can come from where I've been, like I need to help other people.
Yeah.
Like because builders, and the other big driver for me, mate, is I can't stand how the industry is used as a prop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time there's something wrong with the economy or whatever, they throw money at it without understanding how it operates.
Yeah.
And I'll go toe to toe with anyone. Like I firmly believe that unless you have run a building business, you have no idea what it takes.
Yeah, I agree, Dwayne. I tell you what, as you might know, I've worked a bit in construction, like for builders. I have never been a builder, and I'm infatuated with building and people like yourself. Like I'm just amazed by You know, I see some of the projects and homes that you deliver, but also all the other stuff. But I'm just like, wow, wouldn't that be the coolest profession to be able to deliver a house like that? And it's like they're forever. Like your homes are just. I actually drove past a few with my wife the other week and just said, "That's a Duayne Pearce home." Like I was looking on your
Cheers,
Instagram.
mate.
But
Well, it's like I take it really seriously, man.
You do.
I think that's what affected me the most when I
yeah,
like 2012, 2013 when I was going through my shit. Like I have always taken my job seriously. Like someone's trusting me
yeah,
to use their hard-earned money to build a home that they're going to raise a family in, or they're going to retire in, they're going to live their life in. And that's that's become the big driver for this healthy home journey, because if I'm going to build homes for people, I don't want those people getting sick in their home.
Yeah.
I want those people to have a thriving life. And another big part of this was like through our business, we developed a pre-construction process, which then through Live Life Build business, we trademarked it and called it the PAC process. So pay as a consultant. So that whole process allows me to get more involved during the preliminary stages. So I go to a lot of design meetings.
Wow. Yeah.
And so learning more about design made me realize, like, man, like when you design a home well, like so many people, like I really feel for people, and I know it's all driven by dollars, and I don't want to come across as arrogant or whatever, but
No.
people that are living in all these new housing estates where, like, I think they're from 280, 300 square metre blocks of land now. The gutters are almost touching each other. There's no front or backyard.
Yeah.
That is a extremely bad way to live your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I started learning through this process that we do and getting more involved in design, like the people that live in a badly designed house, and I know this because I've lived in some badly designed homes, you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
So you get up every day, you do what you got to do, and you get out of it.
Yeah.
But when you live in a house and the house is on a decent block of land where you've got a bit of yard, you can go and walk on the grass, you want to be there. Like our houses should be buildings that make us feel like we're on holidays every day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't have to escape the home. I know I used to have a home, and my wife used to say, "You've never fished so much in your life." And it was because I just wanted to get out of the home, the place we were in, because I didn't like being there.
Yeah,
I used it to sleep, eat, but I didn't relax in the home.
What do you think about home? Like, how can it be? Look, Paul has really made me think a lot more seriously about this stuff. But like one of the things is, like, we as humans, we need sunlight, we need fresh air, we need to walk bare feet.
Yeah.
So if you're living in a home that has poor ventilation, very minimal natural light, you're walking around on like carpet, like synthetic materials and porcelain tiles, and like that's, as humans, we're not meant to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that really plays a big part on our mental health.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's scary for me, Dwayne, and maybe I'm taking this podcast on another tangent, but I was thinking the other day, and I'm sorry about this, but I was thinking the other day, you know, and you know, the Good Builder, we're always keeping an eye on the news, and they're talking about, you know, building these homes, 1 million homes in Queensland, and getting it done, and they're trying to push all this volume. And I see guys like Metricon, Brad Duggan and the guys, and they're pushing governments to release greenfield land and that sort of thing, and I get it. Everyone needs a home. But in my head, I started thinking about, everyone needs a home, but are these and you don't have to comment here, but this is just my opinion. I was like, but are these the right homes to build? Yeah. What's going to happen 25 years from now? And it might be the same as when we look back at what's happened previously, but we might go, oh, there's all this sickness, these mental illnesses, there's all this stuff coming up. Oh, shit. It was when we were trying to match that freaking National Housing Accord and get the volume builders just to pump out whatever they could to get people into homes. I think a home's more than just some commodity, you know what I mean? Some sort of thing. And they're sort of looking at it like a number. Just build a home. It's like, no.
Yeah. I'm hearing you. I think it's, I think it's very, very wrong how the government plans and does things. But I look, at the end of the day, it's more than just, it's not just about builders.
Yeah.
I think as humans, we need to take some all the responsibility for it.
Yeah.
We live in a world now where no one really knows who they are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you thought this podcast was going to be so much woo-woo shit, but
No, it's good.
I believe this all ties in.
Yeah, I'm into woo-woo shit.
I think, like, I personally believe a big problem with the world now is very, very few people on this planet are living their own life.
Yeah.
They're living a life that is brought up around old-fashioned family values, beliefs, morals, religions, all those types of things, and they're not exploring to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
And so because of that, we've got a world where people are being led by social media. Like, you look at all the shit that goes on social media. Like, very few people put their hand up and actually post real stuff.
Yeah.
Post the problems, post the bad days they're having. Like, it's all fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we're living in, I believe it all ties together. Like, we're living in smaller buildings.
Yep.
All white walls.
Yep.
We're surrounded by materials that are off-gassing.
Yep.
We're sitting in those buildings, flicking on our phones, sitting on our laptops and iPads.
Yeah.
Getting fed just all this fake garbage.
Yeah.
And then we go to work.
Yeah, yeah.
and then we press the button, repeat.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I actually think we can do it very well. Like, one of my goals, and I'd really love to do this, if there's any developers out there that want to get involved with this, but I can't see why we can't still produce the land we produce.
Yep.
But why does the house have to take up the entire block?
Yeah.
Like, why? Who cares? Like, we don't have to have big houses. I think this is probably one of the bigger problems. Is everyone's expectations these days. Like, people talk about the cost of housing. This podcast could go all over the place, but people talk about the cost of housing, but no one's talking about people's expectations.
Yeah.
So you don't need to have a house that takes up the entire block of land.
Yeah.
Like, build a tiny house.
Yeah.
That you can have a vegetable garden, you can have some grass that you can walk on. Like, you can actually go in your backyard with your kids and enjoy life.
Yeah.
Everyone's wanting to build the biggest house they possibly can.
Yeah.
The debt levels around the world are higher than they've ever been.
Yeah.
Mum and dad have to go to work every single day to be able to afford to live.
Yeah.
And family life has become something that's non-existent.
Yeah. It's true. It's
true. Again, back to the healthy home. To me, a healthy home, it all ties together with a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a biggest part of a healthy home is, I believe, is you're not living beyond your means.
Yeah. Yeah. But people don't know what their means are because they're not thinking about themselves. Hey?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you, Dwayne, because even starting the Good Builder, I'm being honest, mate. I'm hitting my 40s and I'm like, I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was like, what do I like doing? This was last year and I was going through a bit of stuff and I was like, man, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
You know, who am I? What do I actually like? What do I want to be for my family as well? Like, and it did change me. It's changed me a lot, mate. And the more you talk about this stuff and bring the conversation, so like through your socials, through podcasts like this, on your own, you've got the biggest podcast there is, mate. It's so cool. And at your level up experience, so many of your builders that we interviewed said that particular like notion or whatever you would call it, you asking them like, who are you, changed their lives because they had a good look inside and went, this is who I am and this is who I want to be.
I think it's something we need to talk about, mate. Like,
yeah, I'm with you.
Like something we do inside Live Like Build with builders. So we have what we built and we call it our successful builder solution.
Yeah, cool.
And it's a series of questions and like we take our builders through it, but it's figuring out what success is for them.
Yeah.
And look, everyone looks at social media these days and it's very, very easy for people to paint the house well, furnish it, do all the fluffy pillows and make it look great.
Yeah.
And so everyone's got these false expectations that they're trying to live up to, that is what a successful builder is.
Yeah.
And personally, I believe the builders that have the most problems are the ones that the more flashy the social media, the more problems a builder has.
Yeah.
Because they're not giving a homeowner the true image of what happens.
Yeah.
And so if you get a homeowner that's watching you on Instagram and all they see is the beautiful flash stuff and the nice finished homes,
Yeah.
and then they build with you and there's cost overruns, the time blows out, the I don't know, things aren't quite the quality they expect.
Yeah.
Then you start butting heads and the situation isn't what they thought it was going to be, and all of a sudden you're ending with a client that isn't what you expected it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. But they'll turn off their Google reviews and put up a flash reel.
Yeah.
At the end of it. Yeah, I'm with you, Dwayne. And I think
Yeah.
before we even started this podcast, I was talking to you about, you know, even in your space of mentoring, I've had a few conversations, my opinion only, guys, but I've had a few conversations with different mentors and coaches and things like that. And I've just gone, man, I can see you just this churn and burn sort of organization that you're putting out all these flashy ads and all this stuff on Facebook and Instagram, but you've got to run 62 because, you know, in the other end, all your builders are leaving you out the other end of the funnel. It would be similar to builders who are putting up this flashy marketing because they've got to hook in more people to.
Yeah.
It's not about building trust for them. It's about who's the next one I can hook in, and it's like a snake oil seller almost. It's and that's what we're trying to stamp out a bit at the Good Builder. We're trying to uncover like conversations like we're having with you, and like in my personal opinion, I would love us to meet the housing accord with 1,000 builders like you rather than some of the bigger project builders. Because I just see the future being a problem.
Look, I know some great volume builders.
Yeah.
But they can build better. I think it all comes back, Aaron, that you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Like when I brought Matt out here the other week from my experience, Matt Risinger, and we went and did a tour of some jobs and stuff, and he was at me all day like, I want to go to they've told me while I'm here I need to visit a housing estate. I want to see volume building. And we drove past a few and we ended up ducking into one.
Yeah. Which one was that, Dwayne?
I'm not going to say.
Okay, sorry, shouldn't ask. All right, no worries. We won't say anything.
But he's like, man, like 90% of the housing here is steel frame. He's like, so
I saw that video.
in America, he's like, they don't build in steel.
Yeah.
And so I've never liked steel. I think it's terrible. I don't think it should be used for houses. I know they do it because it's affordable. I think it's terrible for the environment. These are all my own opinions, everybody. Yeah. I hope I don't get you too much flack, mate, for speaking my own word. But
we want opinions.
But the thing that people don't get with steel framing is there's nowhere for condensation to go. Yeah, so like with a timber frame, like every house, like, and look, again, I'm no expert, and I'm diving into this. I want to know more, but condensation happens in every building.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And these days it's not just something you can turn a blind eye to, because the way that we build has actually created more condensation.
Yeah. Okay.
And condensation is created by like cooking, like steam off you when you cook. Like humans, like we perspire. There's moisture around us constantly.
Yeah.
But when you have condensation in a steel framed home, and it goes like people, and look, I didn't know this, like 6 years ago even, I didn't understand all of this. I knew it happened, but I was probably a bit naive about it all.
Yeah.
But that condensation travels through the paint, through the plasterboard.
Wow.
And that's all through air movement, and it moves through the wall cavity, and it needs to be able to escape. But if it gets trapped in, if you've used a foil paper and it gets stuck in the wall cavity, on a steel frame, because now they make us fill the walls with insulation.
Yeah.
So again, if the builders aren't using an insulation that is mold resistant, all that condensation is getting stuck in the insulation, but because the steel can't take any of it in.
Yeah, wow.
But even worse, it all gets stuck on the back of the plasterboard. So the bare paper on the back of a plasterboard, and I guess we see a lot of it because we do a lot of renovations, and for a while we did a fair bit of insurance repair work. And I don't want to scare everybody out there, but there is a really good chance that if you live in a steel framed house, there's actually, I won't go too much into it, but there's actually a couple of houses here on the Sunshine Coast that aren't even 12 months old, and the insurance companies have condemned them because there is so much mold in the walls. So there's a really good chance that if you pull the plaster, off a new home internally on an external wall, that there will be signs of mold on the back of the plasterboard if the house isn't breathing and built correctly.
My wife would freak.
And mate, this is something that we're not talking about. And so we've seen countries around the world like Europe, America, like New Zealand had the leaky home syndrome. I personally believe that this is all in the next 10, 15, 20 years, we're going to see some pretty bad examples of building. But they've now contributed, like mold is a big contributor to a lot of health
absolutely.
issues. And reality is actually a lot of people out there that are actually living in homes that do have mold in them. But when you build with a timber frame, timber, like it can absorb a little bit of moisture. So, and that's again back to what Paula really drummed into me. Like we need to have more natural materials. So the thing is, natural materials in your homes, they react to the environment. So like when you like timber can absorb a certain amount of moisture, and then if you build out like even masonry, like if you have a masonry house, masonry can absorb a lot of moisture. And then if you go to like clay renders, lime renders, even like hempcrete and rammed earth, like then you're talking huge amounts of moisture can be absorbed. But what happens with more natural products is if they're built correctly and they ventilate it and they breathe, they absorb moisture when they have to, and they release the moisture when they have to. So that's a healthy home should breathe. Just like us.
Wow. And work with the environment. As well. Wow, that's really interesting. I did a bit of work with a passive house builder, and the mechanics behind it all and all that sort of thing. I was also of the same sort of thing. I was like, there must be some sort of unhealthy aspect to doing not unhealthy aspect, but it couldn't, be as healthy as what they say.
Yeah, look, I think you can make a passive house healthy, but it would be extremely expensive.
Yeah, because they are expensive.
To
build already. Yeah, wow, Dwayne. Well, mate, the other thing I wanted to talk about was when was it? It was just the last week of May, I think it was. Me and Eliza turned up to Brett's Timber, and you put on this day the level up experience. Mate, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. That was one of the best events that I'd actually ever witnessed. I've been to a lot of events. I've been in the industry 15 years and been in multiple golf days and HIA events and different conferences that I've been invited to. And what I loved about that was the whole, what I saw was builders were really ready to take on this information and education and really participate in this event where there's not a lot of participation in other industry events. The other thing I loved was you talked so holistically. There was stuff on health, mindset, the healthy home stuff. There was Rick Rushton about communication. He came and randomly sat with me on the couch and said, "Want to do a podcast?" And that was cool.
He's unreal, mate. Rick's good.
He's so cool. But there was just so much value in there. Like, what was that? Is that something that you're going to do annually, or was that a celebration of level up and your supporters there?
Look, I came up with the idea about 18 months prior to that, and look, if I had known what was involved, I probably wouldn't have done it. But it
was wild.
We've still got people reaching out to us saying, what event company did you use? Who helped you? And like, no one. Like my wife and I.
You actually did that yourself, organised it yourself.
Yeah.
There was no event company involved.
No, there was. Look, Brett's had a couple of staff that were helping out as well, but. Shay that records my podcast for me, he put a lot of effort into it, but my wife was the biggest one. Like she put a huge amount, and our VA, like we got a VA. So we did have it was a team effort.
Yeah.
But mate, with everything that I see happening in the industry, again, I'm probably going to piss a few people off, but I see in the last 2 years, I've seen a lot of people come in to this space. When it comes to helping tradies and builders. A lot of coaches, mentors, a lot of programs. I'm not saying that I'm the best. I don't know everything. And look, not everyone's going to resonate with me. And I get that. And I think it's fantastic that there's a lot of people out there that are wanting to help.
Yeah.
I personally think there's a lot of people that are helping for the wrong reason, just to line their pockets.
Yep.
And a little bit off topic, and I haven't spoken about this before, but I think the biggest thing that's going to help the construction industry is collaboration.
Yeah.
Across the board, everybody.
Yeah.
And so I did it a few different ways. I emailed, I Instagram messaged a few, and I text messaged some that I know. But I basically put a bit of effort into writing a message that basically said to all these training companies that I understand that people aren't going to resonate with me. I'm putting on this big event. I want to bring the industry together. The key to helping this industry is collaboration.
Yeah, wow.
I'm offering you to come along, speak at this event, attend my event. I'll offer whatever 10 or 20 free tickets for your members or whatever. I won't talk about Live, Laugh, Build. It is purely just an event for the industry. One company got back to me. The others did not even respond.
Really?
And so to me, that just shows me that they're in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And look, that's a whole other story, but I am 100% committed to changing this industry.
Yeah.
I talk about it all the time. I'm not, creating a new industry.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in changing the existing one. I want to create a new one. I'm 100% committed to it.
Yeah.
It's my purpose in life now. And my idea was I want to put on an event that the industry's never seen before.
Yeah.
And like I go to a lot of events now I'm addicted to personal development. I go to as many events as I can. I do online stuff. And so many of the events I go to, they're just boring.
Yeah.
And for me,
we agree.
Like the type of person I am, and most of the industry is now, like I've done a lot of study on it, builders and tradies need to be excited.
Yeah.
If we're not excited, we're not going to get any value. We're not going to implement. We're not going to learn.
Yeah.
And so the best event I've ever been to in my life was 2020. My wife and I went over and went to Grant Cardone's 10X conference.
Yeah.
And we swore we'd go back. Then COVID come, and I've done every one since online.
Yeah, wow.
But mate, it was, for me and the way that I learn, it changed my life.
Yeah.
Like it was loud music. It was fireworks. It was between every speaker. It was geeing everybody up. And it made you get involved.
Yeah, that was it. That's what I saw. It felt like everyone was involved. It was still a level up experience. It was still, your experience and your team's experience. But it didn't feel like that when you were there. It felt like it was everyone's experience.
Yeah.
Like everyone was in it. It was like we're all mates. It was really kind of weird for me.
I love that, mate. I love that you've said that because that's what I wanted.
That's what it felt like. Eliza will attest to it too. Like people were coming, "Who are you guys?" Eliza was skating with people. There was just this sense of like, we're in this together. We're all going to improve ourselves. We're going to improve the industry or create a new industry. But I still have the energy from the event, and I'm not lying. And actually yesterday, one of your young fellas from New South Wales, I don't think I told you this, I told Cherie yesterday, Jaden Martello called me up on the phone.
He's a good dude.
And I was like, "G'day, Jaden, what's going on?" And he's like, "Mate, just want to check in how you were. Loved hanging out with you at the Level Up experience. Like, can't wait to do it again. How good was that?" And we were just chatting about it.
Yeah.
And the energy and the vibe and the sense of community still from that event still is energizing people.
It's been huge, mate. It's been far bigger than I ever imagined. I set some pretty high goals in everything I do in life. I didn't quite get there. Like we ended up with 832 builders on the day, which I think was pretty amazing. We did have
reporting 500. We'll change that, Lisa. We'll change that up to 8. Because we got there at 7 a.m. and we remember the line.
Yeah,
we thought we were early, man.
Yeah, and look, so it was a comment. Like my event was one part of it, and then the Brett's Expo was the other part of it. We did we had hoped for 1,500 across the day, but it pissed down rain and a lot of people didn't show up. But look, I'm proud of it. And look, I was told, mate, I'm not sure if we've spoken about it, but I got told by so many people that no one would show up. Like when we're reaching out
Are
for
you
sponsors,
serious?
when we're reaching out for sponsors for the event, quite a few in the industry associations and things basically told me, oh, we won't get involved with that. No one's going to pay to come. And
Mate, it was
now those same people are reaching out saying, oh, you're doing one next year. We wouldn't mind being involved.
yeah, mate, double the price on the sponsorship if that comes. Because I'll tell you what, guys, every meeting we have, like we go around and we talk to a lot of suppliers, and I always say, like, if you do one event next year from a marketing guy, I would do the level up experience. And that's
Cheers,
all you,
buddy.
if you want to talk to builders, do the level up experience and don't worry about the rest, because you've got two builders coming to your HIA breakfast and usually your Metricons and your Coral Homes, and they're the guys I see and I know them. G'day, how you going, guys? And then that's about the extent of builders in the crowd and event.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal, mate. The event was mind blowing.
Well, we've been reached out to by some pretty big suppliers that have said to us, like, they attend all the big industry events around Australia every year, and they can't believe how genuine and quality the audience was.
Oh, yeah, we had the same. We interviewed on the day Jaden from Steve Eltron. And I said, how's the day going, mate? You can listen to the pod, guys. And he was like, best event we've ever had, best conversations we've ever had with any builders. And we're actually doing business with builders that actually care about the product that they're going to deliver.
Yeah.
And they were like not just grabbing a brochure and, a free stress ball with Steve Eltron on it. They were actually asking us questions. How do we work with you? How do we build healthier homes? How does yours work within the way we build?
Yeah.
Mate, it was. I remember the day vividly, and it was phenomenal, mate. And even with the pissing down rain at noon, there was still a ton of builders, man.
Oh, mate, look, I guess to go back to your original question, the reason I did it, mate, is I wanted to show people I'm serious.
You showed them.
Because mate, I still on a regular basis, probably a couple of months, get messages from people ask me, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I waste my time?
What?
And I just
Really?
and I go back to them and say, what, like, I'm creating a new industry.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And look, there's always going to be people that are stuck in their old fashioned ways, and they're the guys that are whinging about their businesses are shit and they're not making money, and they're like I was back in the day. They're the ones that are blaming the client for everything.
Yeah.
And look, I guess my advice to anyone out there that thinks that I can't create a new industry is you're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
I am so positive that I'm creating a new industry that I believe there will be a lot of people that just will get left behind. They'll keep doing things the old shit fashion way, and they just won't survive.
Yeah. Well, the intro I gave you was for a reason. And, I see like the amount of the builders that work with you and are part of your community, mate, there's no more loyal bunch of builders to a particular, I don't know what I call it, community or new industry or whatever it is going to be. I've never seen more builders more committed to that.
And I think probably the hardest, well, it's not hard, I guess, Aaron, but the thing is, like, with Live Life Build and all the community we have, and I guess it's a reflection of myself maybe, but our members are very humble.
Yeah.
They don't have huge social media followings. They're not putting all the flash la-di-da stuff out there.
Yeah.
They love what they do. They're quality craftsmen. They build great homes. They respect their clients.
Yeah.
It's a very different persona of person that comes to our community.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we've been so successful. And I think that's the reflection, like the results of that is, like, we've got Live Like Build's been going for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
We've got members that have been there since day one.
Yeah, wow.
Like, they don't leave.
Yeah, I was talking to Cherie yesterday. She was like, just don't leave.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. You become part of the way they do things.
Yeah.
And you talked about the sense of community and collaboration, a little while ago, Dwayne. And I truly believe that is the thing that's going to get us through and make better builders. And I think that's exactly what you're doing. And that's why they don't leave you, because you're probably the only mentor and builder that is creating this sense of community. That's why I said I look up to you at the beginning of this podcast. This is exactly what we're trying to do. We're not going to be, we're not doing the same as what you're doing. I couldn't teach someone how to build a shelf from IKEA. But
I'm sure you could, mate. Mate, you got to stop talking yourself down. Like, look, for everybody that's listening, you got to get behind these guys because they, like Aaron, like these guys are, you're doing good things, mate. Like the industry needs. I've said for a long time, like I haven't watched the news for years, but like we need good news.
That's I believe it. I believe it too. And we are, we're trying to bring all that, bring all the knowledge and experience and news and media into this one, point of, trying to collaborate with everyone. But what you do is exactly what we're trying to do, Dwayne. And no, as I said, hats off to you. It's cool. Thank you for letting me know that I could tell someone how to build an IKEA shelf. We'll see, mate. We should do a video on that.
Yeah, we can do a video on that. We could have a competition. How quickly?
Mate, you're going to allow me. Mad carpenter versus this dude.
Maybe that could be your thing, mate. Like maybe you, every time you have a guest in here, they do a time to see how long they can build something.
And I've got to try and beat them. Oh, mate, we'll get back on topic. You live, life, build. I probably need to join it if I need to learn how to build. But, mate, how do people get involved there? And what exactly is live, life, build? We probably have a few audience members out there. I've had a few that have reached out to us, actually, over Instagram and stuff going, oh, Dwayne, listen to his pod. That's so cool. What do we do?
Look, Live Life Build's a lot of stuff. Again, it'd take me all day to get through it all. But look, it's I guess you can call it a coaching, mentoring program. It's not just Amelia and myself anymore. We have 7 other mentors in the business. So, and plus we bring a lot of experts in. So, look, we got an online course portal with, we call them professional sessions, hundreds of professional sessions covering everything from mental health and well-being, breath work and exercise, like all your accounting, knowing your numbers, understanding your overheads, employee contracts, subcontractor agreements, you name it, like your roles and task descriptions, like figuring out, like what we do with our members is we number one, like I said before, we get them to realize what success is to them.
Yep.
We help them understand their numbers. Like the first 30 days is very structured. We don't give them full access to everything, because we want them to focus on understanding their numbers, understanding who their ideal client is, scheduling. Like personal scheduling is massive, because if you're not if you're not scheduling your personal time, then you're never going to make time to implement what you learn. Yeah. And I guarantee everybody, like we have the information, the documents, the templates, the course portal, like the team that will get you the business you want. Yeah. But you have to show up. You've got to be consistent and you've got to implement it. Yeah. And like we've got a systems library, mate, that we've currently spent over $500,000 building. So we've got a workflow and a system for every aspect of a building business. But look, to be honest, everyone comes to us because they either, well, mainly 3 reasons. They want to understand their running costs, their overheads, and start doing profitable work. Yeah. Number 2 is they want our systems library. Yeah. Number 3 is they want some guidance. They want some structure. Yep. But the one reason they all hang around and stay for, plus everything else, is the community. Yeah, I could see that. I was actually going to say that. Like, I know you do. The program is super quality. We've talked to a lot of your builders. We've talked to a lot of other builders that have been through other programs and then come to your program, to be honest. Yeah. But they've said the same thing. Like, the program is amazing. It's the best program in Australia. But it's that sense of community in the end. Like I see Craig Stewart, talking to the Jada Martellos of the world and the MS Constructions, and you see on Instagram, they're all, they'll do a new thing. They'll be like, oh, that's cool. How you put that window is in cool. Like, look, it's Live Life Build's no different to anything, mate. And look, I'm the first one to put my hand up. I've been to so many seminars and courses over the years, and I've thought that I've got nothing out of it, but again, it's my own fault. I didn't implement it. I didn't learn it. And look, we see that in Live Life Build. You get some members that sign up and they don't put in any effort, so they don't get any results. But mate, the ones that show up every week consistently, go away, implement what we teach, like the results are incredible. Like I won't speak too much about Matt from MS Constructions. I'll let him tell his story when he's here. But mate, what he's managed to achieve in a couple of years is phenomenal. Yeah, really. And to be in a position where he is now and to learn what he's learned, I'm just so proud. Like, that's so cool. I think that's another thing that I Live Like Build so successful is like I just love our members.
Yeah.
Like I am so
You can see
proud
it.
of them. Like I just think,
It's genuine, man.
yeah,
What you see is what you get, man.
yeah,
Like even when we turned up to the Level Up event, you saw me and you know, we've known each other for just a very little while. Come over, how you going, Az? You know, we took a photo and all that sort of stuff. You just make everyone feel comfortable. Everyone in that community follows the lead and makes everyone feel comfortable. It's just such a good sense of community that happens there, mate.
but I love it, man. I think, look, back to what we talked a little bit about before with the government wanting to meet these housing numbers.
Yeah.
I have no interest or whatever of getting into politics, but
Neither do I.
I think I don't think I believe I can solve Australia's housing problems.
Yeah.
Like, because we know from our data from Live Like Build, like if we get the average small family custom builder running a better business, turning, like, instead of doing 2 or 3 jobs a year, going to 4 to 6 jobs a year, a lot of the time with what they learn from us, they can do that with only very minimal improvement on site. A lot of the time it's help with the administration.
Yeah, wow.
So you put someone in that, you give them the information, the knowledge, and we help them to understand their costs so they can employ someone, whether it's a VA or an admin staff, to help them. And then they get more efficient and use systems and stuff with their site team. So if we can you imagine, like, I don't know what the recent figures are. Like a few years ago, I think it was like 167,000 builders in Australia, not including Tasmanian and Northern Territory because they don't keep numbers. Are you up to date with what there is?
Not all up to date, but it's around the 170, 180,000 is what we've sort of seen.
And then so out of that, let's say 170,000.
Yeah.
I think off the top of my head, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think to be classed as a volume builder, you've got to do more than 40 homes a year.
Yeah.
So out of that 170,000 builders, I think in Australia there's only about 2,000 that are classed as volume builders.
Yeah.
So that means we've got 168,000 builders that are building less than 40 homes a year.
Yep.
And probably 90% of those are only building 2 to 3 a year.
You'd be correct, mate.
So
you'd be correct. We've had a look at the data, eh?
Yeah. So if we can, this is why I'm so passionate about it, mate, because if we can take those guys and get them running more efficient businesses, get them making money, get them delivering their clients better product, they will build more homes. Yeah. And that will help solve our housing problem.
And you will get better homes.
Well, not only will we get better homes, mate, I personally believe that with everything that I can teach builders, I can lower the cost of building.
Yeah, wow.
And that's might be a whole other podcast, mate, but I am 100% confident that with my knowledge and what I can teach builders, we can reduce the cost of building.
Yeah. I don't want to put it all on your shoulders. You already must have sore shoulders from carrying a lot, mate. But I was actually saying, when I was thinking of this the last 2 days and what you do, I was actually thinking that. I didn't know, you were going to come out with that, but I was thinking if we had someone like Dwayne, for example, sorry if it's awkward that you're sitting there, but if we had you, for example, to get these builders, these smaller builders, because I was looking at the numbers and same sort of thing, I was going, okay, we have, 150,000 builders that are building like 2 homes a year or less. Get them doubling their volume. I'm sure they're good builders and they're local ones that take care of things and stuff like that. If we can just get them building more, we're good.
It's not, it's not hard. But the reason, and look, I put a post out on my socials a few weeks ago and I had so many comments saying, you're kidding yourself. How are you going to, if builders need to run more profitable businesses, how are you going to reduce the cost of building? Yeah. But I don't know what the final number ended up, but there's a lot of talk going around that the last financial year that just finished, there's over 3,000 builders. So not contractors, 3,000 builders gone bankrupt in one financial year. Yeah. So what people don't understand is that when builders go bankrupt, there's a lot of people that don't get paid. Yeah. And so all those suppliers, the contractors are the ones that get hurt because they don't get paid because they're not getting paid for their labour. Yeah. But when you talk about all the suppliers that don't get paid for their materials, it's not as if that just goes away. All that lost money gets built onto the cost of that material. Yeah. So when you talk about I personally know 2 big businesses in Southeast Queensland that between those 2 businesses, they will write off $10 million last financial year in unpaid bills from builders that have gone bankrupt.
Yeah, wow.
So, and that's just 2 suppliers. So
How do you recoup that?
it gets
Yeah,
built onto
exactly
the
what you
cost.
said. Yeah.
So that people are crazy if they don't think this is how it all works. And if we can get builders understanding the costs, running more profitable businesses, which actually means they're going to make more money, it will 100% hands down reduce the cost of building because every single supplier will not have to cover the cost of the money they're not getting paid.
Yeah, wow, Dwayne. Mate, that's freaking cool, eh?
Yeah,
It makes sense.
yeah.
And that's where I didn't know that, but that's where my head was at. I was looking, because we're deep in this. We're always reporting on the housing numbers and where we're at and in our news articles and things like that. And you look at it all and you're like, by the way that the government's talking about it and a lot of people in the industry, the HIA included and all that, we're just not going to do it.
But it's the way the government works, mate. And I don't want to upset people, but
No.
the government, everything that the government does, it's history, it's how it works. They don't, instead of trying to actually fix the problem,
Yeah.
they just throw a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah.
If they actually put more time and money into fixing the problem, they wouldn't have to keep. It's like the building code.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
instead of investigating what actually needs to be done, they just keep adding things in, and ultimately that's why we've ended up with the problems we got now because we were using foil paper and we create without knowing it, we started creating more airtight houses, and now all of a sudden we've got this mold and condensation thing.
Problem.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, Dwayne. How do we fix this thing? How do you do it?
We got to create better builders, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly
And
what
not
you're doing.
so there's a lot of different moving parts to this. Like I think one is that clients have to understand that builders, like everyone thinks builders make too much money.
Yeah, they do. That's what they
When
think.
the fact is that I personally believe that over 80% of building businesses are trading insolvent.
Yeah.
And I think that's been proven by the last financial year, like over 3,000 that have gone bankrupt.
Yeah.
So builders, again, unless you've been one, you don't understand. Like builders have an incredible amount of responsibility and liability.
Absolutely.
And we deal with a lot of moving parts. So as builders, we need to be professionals and we need to earn good money.
Yeah.
If we earn good money, we can run better businesses. We can deliver our clients better products. So that's one part of it. The second part of it is that builders need to stop builders and tradies need to stop thinking and talking about ourselves as just school dropouts.
Yeah.
I did it for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it became an excuse. Like we're not school dropouts. Like who cares? We might not have bloody OPs or uni degrees or whatever. Like who cares? We're building the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we need to be treated more professionally, but we also need to respect ourselves more.
Yeah.
And become professionals.
Yeah.
If we don't talk about ourselves as professionals, why would the rest of the world?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it as well.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I think number 3 would be that builders have to be more than builders. We have to dig deeper. We need to understand how a house performs.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to lead to more healthy homes. Like we can't just go and smash up a house and give the client the keys and that's the end of it. Like we have to understand how it performs, how it works, how different products interact with other products, like all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of parts that need fixing, but
Yeah.
I'm positive we can make a big impact.
Oh, mate, and you already are. And that's where the educational piece in the end, that's where we're trying to fill a bit of a gap too, Dwayne, because I see that like the more I'm doing and we're doing this good builder thing, the more you see how many moving parts. Like you talk to different builders, talking to you today, I went and we've talked to hundreds of builders now, and there is so much to manage. And like you said, like it's actually quite hard. Well, you probably didn't say this. I think this. It's my opinion. It's quite. I find it. There's nowhere where all of this sort of information sort of sits in a way.
No, there's so many. Like again, I just keep coming back to people don't understand what a builder does or how a building business works.
Yeah.
Including our associations and governments.
Yeah.
Like they don't know the nitty gritty of it. They deal with the politics and the I really think we've got to slow down, and we really need to like collaborate more.
Yeah.
And look, it's probably
Yeah.
we've created our own problem. Like I know the industry and lots of people send out surveys and that, and we like to be honest, I'm guilty of it. Like you, like oh shit, I'm not filling that out. Delete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but and I don't know whether there needs to be more of them or we just need to show up. Like the industry quite often like tries to put on forums or get people talking,
Yeah.
but tradies and builders would rather go to the pub or
Yeah.
go home than
Yeah.
like actually go and speak up.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think that is, Dwayne? Is it the sense of that some of them feel they're not educated or not enough to have a voice amongst, you know, some of the professionals that like I look at and again, I'm not picking on the HIA or anyone in this podcast, but you go to the HIA and it's like there's this disjointment between them and actual builders.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like
100%.
even
like,
from the way they run things, a personality thing, the way they kind of operate, it's just very different to how builders operate. So for me, if I were a builder, and I'm not at all, but even me going in there and I probably behave more like one because I'm pretty easygoing and stuff. But you go in there and I'll wear my tracksuit and things, and I'm like, I don't get you guys.
I think there's a massive divide, mate. Like a lot of again back to like tradies and builders are looked down on. Like
that's it.
And it's across the board. Like you think about it, like association, industry bodies and things. It's all people in suits sitting in offices. Like and then even one thing that really frustrates me, like we don't work together.
Yeah.
So like to build a home, you need a builder.
Yeah.
You need an architect.
Yeah.
You need an engineer.
Yeah.
You need all these moving parts, but we're all separated.
Yeah.
Like architects have their own independent bodies. Engineers have their own independent bodies. Like there's no collaboration.
Yeah.
And then everyone blames everybody. Like it's never anybody's fault. Like everyone wants to pass the buck.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of improvement we could make in that area as well.
Yeah.
And so like people wonder why there's this big divide between architects and builders. It's been there forever.
Yeah.
Like it, and why wouldn't it be when we're completely separated and like tradies and builders have always been looked down on. Like I don't know.
No, I see that too, Dwayne, because we got invited to the some sort of architectural conference down in Victoria a month ago or something. We didn't go because no builders were going, and I was like, no builders are going? No, this is like architects and designers only. Like, but who builds your architecturals and designs?
You should have gone.
Oh no, I should have gone, but I was kind of like, there seems like there's a lot of industry bodies too. Like, and I love Kim Allen, but there's the Australian Walling and something association, and I'm like, there's the Metal Roofing Association. I know I've been to one of those meetings with Colorbond, and I'm like, so who brings all that together and talks amongst the entire group and industry?
There's no holistic approach.
No, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. They're doing little things over here and that in their little segments, but there's no communication between all of them or back to the builders.
Yeah, and then the one that's got the loudest voice is the one that's like the squeaky wheel gets the oil, mate. Like,
yeah, it's an interesting industry. As I said, the more we get deeper into it, the more it's looks like a big challenge for the good builder. I'm not saying we're going to bring everyone together. It's going to be really, but there's a lot of moving parts to this industry.
Oh, mate, look, you're never going to run out of people to interview or things to talk about. Like the industry, there's so much room for improvement.
There is, mate. Well, what's on the cards for Duayne Pearce? What's happening in future and Level Up and Live Life Build and everything? What's the next sort of moves for you?
Mate, there's a lot going on.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm pretty exhausted at the moment. The event, like I was on such a high leading up to that event. And then, like, what is that? Like, it's 7 weeks ago or something, nearly 2 months ago. In the last 2 weeks, I think I've just only just started coming down. I'm exhausted, but we've got a lot going on. DPS Constructions, my building business, is busier than it's ever been. We've got a huge pipeline of work where, as everyone is in the same boat, we're really struggling to get employees to do the work.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a massive problem moving forward, especially with the Olympics coming to Brisbane.
Yeah.
Like if people think things have gotten expensive since COVID, it's going to go through the roof shortly. But our quoting software, Quoties, is going. Look, to be honest, the last couple of years that's probably been neglected a little bit with everything else that's going on. But we've got some cool stuff coming up with that.
Yeah, cool.
Which will start to ramp up. Incredible software for anyone that's looking at software for their building business.
Check it out, builders.
Look, Live Life Build, we've got a lot happening at Live Life Build. There's going to be some pretty big. We're changing things up a little bit.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm really looking forward to the future of Live Life Build.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, Dwayne, but do you have a celebration next week in Live Life Build?
We do, mate. We've got a big awards night next weekend.
I love that. I wanted to raise that. It was in the back of my mind. I probably wanted to raise it earlier in the pod, but I
probably should have invited you.
Oh, yeah, mate, next year. But hey, if there's a spot, let us know. We'll come down, shoot a few things. But I thought that was super cool because I hadn't heard of that in a mentoring program where you actually reward the people who are implementing the stuff that you're teaching. And like that's
mate, this
makes sense.
This is
cool.
our second one. So
wow.
I'm not going to give it away, but we're keeping the event secret, so no one actually knows where they're going. They're all getting on a bus.
Oh, well, you can invite me.
And mate, it's going to be huge. So last year's event, we actually hired the Melbourne Aquarium. So we actually had our awards down under the aquarium, had all the sharks and shit swimming over the top. It was unbelievable. So,
I need to be invited.
This year is going to be next level again. But look, the reason we have our awards is the industry has awards, Master Builders, HIA, there's a few independent ones as well. And look, they're great. They celebrate builders, but they put you in dollar value categories and they're giving you an award basically based on the quality of the building.
Yeah.
But from my own personal experience, like I won my most awards in the year that I was having the most shit.
Oh, wow.
And back when in 2010, I think it was, I won the Master Builders Rising Star Award.
Yeah.
And back when I won it, it wasn't an award that you entered. Like I won it because of what they saw me doing.
Yeah.
It was based on merit.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that I was going to win it.
Yeah.
And all I think about now is like I got an award as a rising star to say that I was killing it in my industry, and yet no one knew what was happening behind the scenes. I was running a shit show. My business was crap. I was going back, like I was about to go broke. And so the Live Life Build Awards are about celebrating builders and what they're learning and what they're implementing in their business. So our awards cover everything from best proposal, like best job schedule, most profitable business.
That's cool.
It's all, and we also do some personal achievement ones as well. So it's huge.
That's awesome. And they're real like good fundamental stuff that builders should do and rewarding the right things. Yeah. I remember when I was at GJ's, we used to award the same sort of stuff. It was very much who's got the most beautiful house and things like that. Mind you, we used to have inspectors that would come back and go, not that great, but it looks good, so let's give it to them. Yeah. I'd created an award for the admin teams. It was like, you're crazy. I'm like, well, without them, we're dead. Like, the admin ladies and men and whoever, like, reward them. Like, who does the best admin? Like, keeping them businesses going and stuff happening. So I love that. Cherie told me about it yesterday. Sorry to spring it on you. She's like, we've got this special event. Oh, we should have probably. We
definitely should have. I didn't even think of it, mate. But
no, that wasn't to put you on the spot either, mate. That was I just thought that's a very cool initiative.
Well, mate, our members get a lot out of it. So the ones that when we had our first one last year, like they get obviously photos with the awards and things, but the ones that put it out on socials actually got a lot of work out of it, because this is one thing that our industry is really bad at. Like clients want to be able to trust their builder.
100%.
And so when a client can actually see, and again, this is a big reason why my building business is so successful, because like I have to live up to what I preach. Yeah. And it's something that I take seriously. Like I practice what I preach every single day. And so clients come to us because they know that I'm running a good business. They know that I'm constantly educating myself. They know that I'm putting myself out there and training other builders. And so we see Live Like Build builders having a lot of success because their clients see that they're investing in themselves.
Yeah.
And so when clients see that, it builds trust.
Yeah.
They know that that builder is a professional. They're wanting to run a good business. They're going to give them a good product. They're going to deliver them a quality home.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to it, but mate, back to, and then level up. Like level up is, I'm not going to say too much now, but mate, the next 18 months with level up are going to be off its head. So
Nice.
if you think the level up experience was big, wait till you see what we got coming.
Holy shit. All right. Well, we'll try and keep up, but like we'll always support everything you do, Dwayne. I do. Yeah, we love you here. You know, phenomenal what you do. We're so appreciative.
Mate, we love you too. Like you got to talk yourself up, mate. Like,
Mate.
you're doing good things.
We try. We try and do good things. Thank you, mate. Yeah. No, we have a good go. One more question for you, mate. You know what the question may be? What makes a good builder?
Oh, mate, again, we could go on for hours. Look, I believe a good builder is far more than being able to build a house.
Yep.
You've got to give the client a good experience right from the beginning. You've got to have systems and processes. But probably honestly, mate, a good builder is a builder that's looking after themselves.
Yeah, cool.
If you can't look after yourselves, you can't look after your client.
Yeah, it's like the oxygen thing, hey, when you're in a plane. I always remember that because I'm probably a guy that I'll like to help other people before myself. And you do. You wear yourself out. You're never at your best, so you can't help people properly.
Yeah.
And so I've tried to be more mindful. And since meeting yourself and watching your socials and things, I'll say I do some good stuff too. But I very much are in line with that you got to look after yourself, put that oxygen mask on before you put it on anybody else. And once you've got yourself right, then you can go and help people. So it sounds like that's the story of Duayne Pearce too.
100%.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be where I am now, mate, if I didn't realise I needed to. I am the only one that can create my future.
Yeah.
Like nobody else. No government, no policies, no anything. Like it's all on me.
Yeah, cool. Well, I think we're going to have a good future in the industry because we got you around. Thank you very much, Dwayne, for your time, mate.
No worries, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I think that's it. You're a legend. Well, we'll see you next time, guys. But we did it. We got Dwayne.
Thanks, mate.
That's it.